over this past weekend, had some time to reflect on, again, some of the changes that have been made by the officials to cancel some more, extend the school year to be canceled for the remainder of the year. So now public and private schools are facing the same thing that the universities and colleges have been facing, that they won't be physically returning to the buildings. That obviously impacts, not only impacts the students, but also the staff as well as the parents regarding transitioning to this online learning. For some students, we're seeing that it is actually been better for them. The ones that have anxiety about going to school, that they don't fit in socially, for them, this has been actually a better experience. And for some students, learning at their own pace, this has been also better for them. But then there's this other group of individuals that this has not been better for them. They miss being with their friends. They miss the normal structure of that day. There may even been not being able to have the instruction that they normally are used to, the support from not only the teachers, but the nurses, the counselors, the social workers. So there's a handful of things that are going on with that loss. But there's also that aspect of athletes who are not able to perform this spring. Artists that have practiced and they're not able to perform or not able to have their showcases. For seniors, that they're not able to go through those traditional rites of passage, prom, yearbook signings, the normal things that we look forward to throughout your school year, school career, to be able to experience as you wrap up 13 years of preparing for this time period. Graduations, we don't know exactly what that's going to look like, if it'll be digital, and it may very well not be in person as well. Compared to losses, compared to a family member being ill, or a family member, a friend dying from COVID, businesses closing, unemployment, we could think that these losses, how could they compare to those? Well, I think that's what I really want to talk about right now, is that there is no way of really fairly comparing. A loss is a loss. That is not to minimize a loss of life or a loss of health by any stretch of the imagination, because I don't think loss necessarily needs to be compared to one another. I think it needs to be experienced. That we need to give ourselves the opportunity, the space in which to feel the feelings of that loss, regardless of what that loss may be and how I may be experiencing it, to be able to have a space to feel sad, to feel depressed, to be frustrated, to be angry, to feel even a sense of hopelessness of what else is going to change. We need to have that space to go through those feelings. We need to be able to utilize movement to make sure that that energy is going somewhere, and then be able to express that loss either in a written form or some other form that works for you, to be able to express that, regarding if it's using art or using music or using some type of expressive art. It's important that we experience that we have space to be able to express that if we need to be able to go to a safe person to be able to share your thoughts and feelings with, and to be able to go through it at this time. Like anything, like any type of loss, it's painful during the time period. But we will be able to see on the other side of this loss, there will be new opportunities that will come. There'll be new opportunities and new passages, rites of passage that you'll be able to go through. It's important to be able to stay hopeful during this time period, even though it may feel dark. As we've mentioned before, everyone is being affected at different ways. Together we're all being affected, but also together we'll be able to get through this.